welcome to today's video. And in today's video, I'll be doing a 2024 election prediction between Joe Biden and Marco Rubio. I'm going to go get started by labeling all of Biden's safe states. Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, D.C., Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, Maine's first, and Illinois. New York. While Rubio gets Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska's at-large, 1st and 3rd districts, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Connecticut, and West Virginia. For Biden's likely states, I'm going to give him Colorado, New Mexico, Virginia, Maine at large, and Minnesota. So, in Colorado, it was likely in 2020. I think that Rubio is probably going to be a stronger candidate in the suburbs than Trump was. And I also think he might do better with the Hispanic Latino. He's an incumbent, yes. He's probably better for the Hispanic Latino vote than Trump. But Trump was an incumbent, so it could be difficult. But we could see. Sorry, I was sharpening my foot against the table. We could see Rubio. I don't even know if you could hear that because of my mic, but we could see Rubio keep it at likely, or we could see it go up to safe. New Mexico is almost certainly going to be likely. Rubio is probably not going to be able to do well enough with oil workers, but it's probably going to do better in the suburbs. It'll probably be similar with the Hispanic Latino vote. Like I said, maybe better. Minnesota. I don't see Rubio doing well enough in the Minneapolis area, and I don't see him doing well enough with the working class to be able to do very well there. Sorry, I just had to take something off my mic. I don't know if you could hear that. Virginia, Rubio's probably going to do slightly better in the D.C. suburbs. So he probably won't be able to get enough rural turnout. Maine at large, pretty inelastic. Rubio might be slightly better for the white rural college-educated vote, but it'll still probably be likely for his likely states. Alaska, Kansas, Missouri, Indiana, and South Carolina. In Alaska, it was likely in 2020. Trump only won about 10%. We're gonna see Rubio we're gonna see Rubio probably not do well enough with oil workers. We're also likely gonna see more Native American turnout, which will favor Biden. Kansas was likely in 2020. Rubio's not gonna get the rural turnout needed despite gains in Kansas City suburbs. I'm sorry, my fingers hit the mic again, or my hand. Finger, hand, whatever. Knuckle, like a weird part of my knuckle. Or meets my hand. I don't know. Why am I talking about hands now? Missouri, he's not going to get enough rural turnout, even though he will once again make gains in the suburbs. In South Carolina, it was likely in 2020 Trump won it by 11%. We're going to see Rubio, probably not do very well with the black vote and not get enough white rural turnout. Indiana, he's just not going to have the working class support that he needs. For Biden's lean states, Nevada, New Hampshire, and then the Rust Belt, or these 3 Rust Belt states. Nevada, it was hard to tell between whether it would be lean or tilt. I just don't see Rubio getting the rural turnout needed to be able to win it lean. Nebraska's second as well. Not Nebraska at large. I don't see Rubio getting the rural turnout needed to be able to bring it down to tilt, even though he would probably do similarly to Trump, maybe better with the Hispanic and Latino vote. The suburbs, they're already super blue. Nebraska's second. Rubio's probably going to do better in the suburbs, so it'll probably bring it down to lean. Across the entire Rust Belt, Rubio will make gains in the suburbs that do worse. I would say probably worse than Trump in urban areas, and probably do worse in in the rural areas. Giving Biden lean margins in all these states. We could see Michigan go up to likely. We could see it end up being like D+5, D+6. I see it probably be more like D+, not Ohio. I see it probably being more like D+4. But we could see Michigan move up to lean. For Rubio's lean states, Arizona, Texas, Florida, Iowa, Ohio, and Maine second. So looking at this, in Arizona, it went to Biden in 2020. I see Rubio doing just as well, if not slightly better, with the Hispanic and Latino vote. I could see him doing slightly worse. But, he's gonna probably, overperform Trump in the suburbs, especially considering the fact that Arizona's suburbs are, very conservative, and a lot of them just didn't like Trump. Trump still won the suburbs. But, we could see Rubio win this by, up to 3 or 4%, which is a pretty big margin of victory. In Texas, he's probably not going to get a lot of rural turnout. He's probably going to do better in the suburbs. To be fair, the suburbs are going to continue to shift to the left in most states. regardless of whatever happens, Trump just like shifted them really hard. So they're gonna continue to shift, but Rubio's better in the suburbs. And I mean, like, I think we're gonna see a lot of Hispanic and Latino voters revert back to Biden in the state of Texas because Trump did significantly better. But I still think that Rubio is probably one of the better candidates that the GOP have with the Hispanic and Latino vote. If you go look at his 2018 exit polls to make, he wasn't incumbent, so he's gonna do better. But still, in Florida, I mean, like, I see Rubio doing probably maybe better in the suburbs. I see him, but like he's first off he's from Florida, probably gonna like 4% just from the incumbency. But he's probably gonna do pretty well in Miami. In 2016 he did really well in like Tampa, like he won I think it's Hillsborough County, and he won Duval County like 15%. That's not gonna happen again. He may win it, but it'll probably be like, more like 1%. I still probably see Biden winning Duval County, but I see him doing better in all these more suburban counties. And probably doing pretty decent in Miami. Iowa, Ohio, Maine second. I guess I'm just gonna characterize Iowa. They're all very similar, but slightly different, so it makes it kind of weird. In Iowa, I don't see him getting enough Obama to Trump voters. Honestly, I don't know. I don't necessarily know that a lot of Obama to Trump voters would turn out. In Ohio, once again, just not the working class support. That he would probably do better in their he's probably a stronger candidate in their really red suburbs than Trump. And then Maine second. I mean, like he's probably gonna do better. He's probably gonna do decent with the Trump base, but won't get enough turnout from him. Or for Rubio's tilt state, because he has one, North Carolina, while Biden will get Georgia. So for North Carolina, Rubio's gonna do worse with the working class. He's gonna do better in the suburbs, though. He'll probably end up being like R plus 0.8. Georgia, I mean, like, Rubio's not going to get the rural turnout needed. He's probably also not going to be able to do very well in Atlanta's diversifying suburbs, and he won't be able to do very well in Atlanta. So I'll give Biden a narrow margin of victory. Honestly, it could be lean. I'm just going to give it to him lean just because I don't see really a strong point for Rubio other than maybe Romney voters. But Atlanta's suburbs are going to continue to diversify, and I don't see Rubio doing well enough in diversifying suburbs. And once again, they're not going to get the rural turnout needed. So it'll probably end up being lean. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like below. Stay tuned for my next video tomorrow. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.